Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lawn and Gardens Hacks podcast with the Irrigation and Lighting Doctor. It's going to be a quick podcast. Just want to talk to you guys about a recent trip down to San Diego visiting Hunter Industries, where we buy most of our premium quality landscape lights and irrigation parts from, and want to just explain a little bit of why we choose them and why they're such a great company to get products from. And hopefully you guys can find a lot of their supplies and stuff too, and check out their videos on YouTube. So I hope you enjoy this episode.
Welcome to Lawn and Garden Hacks, presented by the Irrigation and Lighting Doctor, where we share all the best time and money-saving tips, tools, and ideas for all you do-it-yourself weekend warriors who want to have the best-looking home and gardens on the block and be the envy of all your neighbors. Be sure to follow the Lighting Doctor on Facebook and YouTube for more amazing lawn and garden hacks, and leave your comments and questions. We love your feedback.
Guys, thanks again for tuning in. This episode this week, I'm going to talk a little bit about Hunter irrigation supplies and landscape lighting with FX Luminaire. I just recently had the chance to go spend some time down in Hunter Industries in San Marcos, California, just outside of San Diego. It's my second time down to their facility. It's a pretty impressive place, pretty impressive campus of buildings. I think they have 7 or 9 buildings. I couldn't even tell you how many acres they have, and that's only what they have in San Diego, not to mention their part of their production facility down in Tijuana. But it's really impressive to go down there, meet with the people that are there, see what they're doing, see how they're always trying to get better. It's a big reason why in both irrigation and lighting we choose Hunter products, not all the time, but I would say probably 70 to 90% of the time, because they make some really, really good stuff. But I think even more important than that, and just good quality, is, they do take a lot of pride in quality. I mean, the checks that all the materials they make have to go through is it's next to none. It blows me away, all the checks and balances and the quality assurance that they do to make sure that they only produce the best quality stuff. And not to say they don't make mistakes, and they'll be the first to admit that, but they really do try and limit those as much as possible. And it was really impressive to see that, and see all the people working on the quality assurance side of it, as well as kind of like their R&D department, and how they're always trying to get better, and how they're always comparing to everything else that's out there, and listening to all the comments on their stuff and other people's stuff, finding out what's working and what's not working, and just trying to get better all the time. And the technology that they put behind that is it's super impressive. I think if anybody gets a chance, whether you're a contractor and you ever get a chance to go down and visit Hunter Industries and check out their facility, it's well worth the trip, just to see what they've got going on there. But I think what's, to me, is even more impressive, and it's rare, especially nowadays, because everything moves so quick, and I guess employee loyalty is not the same and everything, but you go down there and it blows my mind to see how many people have worked at the same company for over 20 years. I mean, I talked to so many people down there that have been there for 20, 30, 40 years plus, and you don't find that anymore. And the reason being is because they treat their people so good, and that's the common thread. As good as their products and materials are, that's one of my number one gauges when we're picking products to supply to consumers, is if I can go down to the actual company and I can hear it from the guys who are all the way down on the assembly line right up to the top executives, how much they love working there, and not just flapping the gum saying how much they love it there, but they've actually been there for 20, 30, 40 years. I mean, it's a company that treats people right, and it treats their customers right? A lot of companies out there will say, oh yeah, customer comes first, blah, 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 blah. But then they treat their employees like shit. So, I mean, you got to take everything for what it's worth, but to actually get to go down there and meet the people and see what they do there and see the amount of people that have been there for a long time and how well they're treated. It just backs up the fact that they stand behind their products and they stand behind what they do. And that's why we choose them and use them most of the time. So if you're out there and you're a do-it-yourselfer and you're a homeowner and you're looking to install, whether that be irrigation or lighting systems, my number one pick for you guys is going to be Hunter Industries. All the way from their irrigation products to their landscape lighting supplies, as well as all the technology that they have is just great. So as a homeowner, do-it-yourselfer, go wherever you buy your parts and ask for Hunter stuff. They're not paying me to say this. This is just this is something I believe and that we've stood behind ever since starting our company several years ago. So I would highly recommend that. And again, their customer support is next to nothing. If you haven't tried that, give them a call. I don't have the number off the top of my head here. Maybe we'll put it in the show notes or something. But if you ever have a problem or a question, they got loads of support that is more friendly than any other support that I've ever dealt with, and they're actually right there, sitting next to the assembly lines and everything, so they get to see a lot of this stuff on firsthand and are really great at answering those questions. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's a big plug for them. I'm not getting paid to say that. Like I said, I want you guys to know that's why we choose them. That's why I think that you should choose them. Not that there's not other great companies out there. From my experience, they're one of the better ones, if not the best. But what I did want to talk to you about is some of the cool things in landscape lighting that is coming out, that we've been waiting for a long time. Our job in putting together all our do-it-yourself kits is to make it easier for you guys to be able to install those, and give you all the tools and the resources that you need. And FX Luminaire with Hunter Industries, they keep hearing that, and they keep coming out with more and more stuff that fits into the mold that we're trying to get out there. So they've got some great high-end products with color changing stuff and all that, but it's super expensive. And I'll tell you, for most do-it-yourselfers, you're probably not going to touch that stuff. Where we're looking as the guys who want to get away from the crap that they see at all the big box stores when it comes to landscape lighting, and they want to get something that's good quality. It might not be the top of the line with all the bells and whistles and stuff, but it's going to last for probably as long as you're going to have a lighting system. And that's where FX keeps delivering. They keep developing, what they call their different series of products. They got their designer, their mid-grade, and their standard, and all the materials are the same. It's just the technology behind them is a little bit different. And what we do in our do-it-yourself kits, what we teach people to do, especially to get started, is start with the lower level stuff. And not lower level as in less quality, just lower on the price list, because it doesn't have all the bells and the whistles, but it does everything you need to, and it is just really good quality. So we've been delivering those in their drop-in LED lights and a couple different varieties that they've had for a while. What's really exciting is I always get asked about brass. Well, can't you guys have something that's brass so it doesn't, erode as quickly, even though, you're not going to see much corrosion even on the lights that we do offer now for a long time. But the brass is probably going to last you. It's going to last longer than you will. And now they finally have come out with a really good brass fixture. They've always had, but now it's kind of their mid-grade one. They've gone and they've looked at all the other brass fixtures that are out there. They've, like they always do, they've taken out the crap and they've kept the good. But the biggest thing is they've kept the price down. And we just started offering our brass premium lighting kit now. It's online at lightingdoctor.ca. Again, I don't want this just to be a big plug, but I want you guys to understand that there is other options out there now. For those of you who are looking for brass, it's available. It's still the great quality you get from FX Luminaire, not like a lot of the crap brass products that are out there. It's top level, next level, but the price is very comparable to what our premium kits are already. So I'm maybe more excited about that than you are, but it's just another option that we can throw out there that I want you guys to go and consider if you want to quit wasting money at the big box store. You want to install landscape lighting. You want LED to keep it simple and the design simple, and we give you all the tools for that. But you want to just add that extra step to make them last even longer. And like I said, I guarantee you these are probably going to last longer than you will. Go and check out the brass lineup from FX Luminaire. Whether you get that from us or you get that somewhere else, you'd be real hard pressed not to go and have a look at that. If you go online and look at their website, they've kind of redesigned everything to it, www.fxl.com, where you can look at their designer series and their standard series. Go and look at their standard series. They have a brass uplight, path light, downlight, and wall wash light now that are as comparable to any light out there on the market. So excited for that. So thank you guys for listening. Next week and the next couple weeks here, we're going to get into as spring is coming. I'm actually freezing my butt off in my garage right now. There's about a meter of snow predicted to fall here in the next 24 hours, which if you're down in the US, that's about 3 feet of snow that's supposed to fall. So it's cold, but believe it or not, spring is around the corner. So as with our podcast, we're going to start gearing towards that. And I've got some great interviews coming up with some friends in the industry who deal on the agronomic side or the lawn care side, who used to have golf course backgrounds, who now deal with homeowners and contractors across Western Canada when it relates to lawn care. So they're going to have some really cool tips and tricks for us, as well as some tools. I'm always excited to hear about the tools and the cool things that they have coming out that makes my life and your life a lot easier to easily have the greenest lawn on the block. And then we're going to light it up with lights and give you the prettiest home on the block, and all your neighbors are going to hate you, but that's what we want, because we want you guys, we want you to have the nicest homes on the block and be the standard. I know that we lived in a neighborhood a few years ago. It was a nice neighborhood, but it was all kind of starter homes. But when we moved in, nobody took care of their lawns, and it boggled my mind. So, one of the first things we did, we put in irrigation, and then I had a golf course background. So I started, doing some, real environmentally friendly, fertilizer practices and irrigation practices and stuff like that. And next thing you know, our lawn was, it was like a golf course, and then everybody on the block seemed to want to keep up. And no word of a lie, 3 years later, I mean, we had a pretty impressive block with some pretty nice lawns, and it's just because they wanted to keep up. They saw what we were doing, so that's what we want for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the upcoming weeks as we get into that, and we'll continue to bring you more and more as the season comes along and we get further into the spring and summer. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it so much and love getting your guys' feedback and comments. Please do send those to me. You can always email me at cal@lightingdoctor.ca, and I look forward to next time. Have a great one.
Hey guys, thanks for listening, and be sure to follow The Lighting Doctor on Facebook and YouTube for more amazing lawn and garden hacks. And leave your comments and questions. We love your feedback and look forward to talking with you again real soon. Have a great week.